Hi, my name is Jess, and I am a 29-year-old spiritually connected woman first, and then an astrologer second. I like to use my intuition as like my inner compass to guide me throughout life. But I also really enjoy tools such as astrology and cards that I feel like provide extra clarity and insight to understanding why you're going through what you're going through in your life, how to navigate through it, to understand yourself and others. And I also really enjoy community connection, like connecting to like minded people and talking. I want to show astrology in a different way that I haven't felt like I've seen. And for me, I really like enjoy the aspect of like lifestyle astrology where I share my life, I vlog my life, and then show how it connects to the current astrology. And yeah, maybe like others as well. I like the idea of doing what I'm gonna call, for now, astrology vlogs. I vlogged my experience through this lunar eclipse in Virgo, and here's how it came up for me. One of the main themes I can say for myself that I instantly noticed was as soon as the moon entered into Virgo on March 12th, is that I was waking up and it was hard for me to get out of bed because, for one, I was just super tired, which that's the energy this whole month. Where if you've been feeling tired, that's okay. That's totally the energy. We're all going to feel tired this month. This month is for rest. And if you want to know more about that, I have a episode about Pisces season that I'll talk about all the things. This is a time where a lot of us are going to be more tired and need more sleep, and we're probably going to have more dreams, and it's going to be hard for us to focus. That's because we're releasing a lot. I'm doing a get ready with me the day before the eclipse, and I don't feel like getting dressed or getting cute. I have work to get done today, so I just wanted to take you along the journey with me as I as I do something with myself, even though I really don't feel like it. But I have to film some videos. I have some ads to film. I have things to do. Okay. More doing, less talking. I'm gonna have to take a shower so I could just wet my hair so it can just be easier to work with because we're letting go a lot. We're navigating through like some sort of grief, and it doesn't have to mean like an actual death, but and sometimes it can, but most commonly it's just a feeling of like a closing, a grief of something, like a grief of our past selves, or something where we know like is completing in our lives. Like an old version of ourselves. We just know that, we're changing, we're shedding away the past and entering into a new, which will be next month. We'll all start this energy, this tiredness, we'll have more energy next month, and that's when we will have more energy to start really taking like action and doing more and stuff. But this month, allow yourself to just rest when you need to rest, cry when you need to cry, and take care of your bodies. Yeah. But anyways, I just noticed during the Virgo eclipse, I was just definitely more tired and hard for me to get out of bed because I also was just overthinking about like a lot of things that I'm going through in my life, and just kind of overthinking so much that I felt kind of like stuck, and like, oh, like I just didn't want to, like I wanted to escape it, which is the Pisces part. But I also wanted to, but then I was like in my mind and trying to like figure it out, and like very over thinking and being over analytical about like the details, so much so that I wasn't like taking action. I was just so much in my mind, and then like, yeah, so, and then just worried about like I was just not in like good situations. This whole, like, I've been dealing with like real, like we all have, but for me, I was just, there was a lot of uncertainty around like things. And I just wanted to, and then it was just worrying me. But anyways, so yeah, I just felt that like getting harder to get out of bed, kind of just overthinking and feeling like down on myself because I put myself in like really uncomfortable situations. And then I just sit here and think about, do I want to do something extra with my hair, or do I want to just look basic? Do I want to look like a basic bob, or do I want to do something different? I just, sometimes when I'm feeling lazy, a lot of times when I'm feeling lazy, I just want to leave it like this. That's why accessories are very helpful, because accessories can make anything go from cute, from decent to like pop. Like, I love this headband. I may have to wear this headband. I've worn it already, but I wore it on a short, not a full video. I don't know, we'll see. And feeling like, yeah, like overcritical, but then like worried about like, oh, like, is it everything gonna work out, or da 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 da, and all that stuff, and all of that. So I will start off early in the morning with that, wake in the bed, and then I told myself that I need to get out of that energy. So I really tried to push myself every morning, especially when the moon was in Virgo during the eclipse, to meditate, do my spiritual practice before I start my day. No matter how I felt, no matter how urgent things felt for me to do, and all the worries, I needed to sit down for at least 15 to 20 minutes, and sit in silence, do some meditation, journal, and if I felt called to, pull some cards and reflect. And let me tell you, that is what kept me anchored throughout this eclipse season, because it immediately dissolved my worries. Now, did it dissolve the things the uncomfortable things that I encountered throughout the eclipse season? No. Like, it still happened, but I started my day off with clarity, knowing like everything that's going to happen is meant to happen, but you just have to continue to push through. And I was able to be like grounded. So therefore I didn't overreact, or I just trusted. The process. I put my trust, my faith, and knew that everything was going to work out. And guess what? It did. So, but yeah, so that was like my main themes. But yeah, but that was my main themes, but I just kind of wanted to say that for right now. I talk a lot throughout this video, so you're probably going to be listening to it like a podcast. But anyways, here we go. Here it is. It's giving Pisces, but sophisticated. I'm looking, this is the Virgo in me that looks kind of womanly. Still got, hey, I've been waiting anticipating. It's confirmed. I like the outfit. The hair is just gonna be, I like the hair. Yeah, I like the hair. I'm liking the side little part. I decided to repart my hair differently. And I'm liking that. So yeah, I'm gonna keep it up. Keep what I got. All right. Bye. Okay, I just got to the park, and there are a lot of people. Oh my gosh. I don't even know where I'm gonna sit. See, this is why I should have came earlier. Okay, it's okay. We're here, and we're gonna find a spot. I just don't know how. We'll see. We'll make it work. Okay, we'll make it work. And also, I knew there was gonna be a lot of people here because this is like the first day where it feels like really spring. Like, it's like 77 degrees today. But yeah, now I'm like also paranoid because I have to film, and then there's just gonna be a lot of people here, and I'm kind of like wearing this skirt that's a little revealing, and oh my gosh, we gotta get it done though. I gotta get it done. Made it. name is Jessica. I'm an astrologer, and I'm going to be hosting a spring equinox circle. I don't know how you can hear me. All right. Hi, my name is Jess. I'm an astrologer, and I'm going to be hosting a spring equinox circle on March 20th at the beautiful metaphysical store, Heart, Soul, and Art. And a circle is pretty much where you gather. A circle is pretty much an opportunity to gather. A circle is pretty much an opportunity to gather like. Hi, my name is Jess. I'm an astrologer, and I'm going to be hosting a spring equinox circle on March 20th. And we're going to be doing a meditation. I'm going to be talking about the astrology for spring and letting you know how it's going to affect you in your personal lives. We'll be doing group readings. We'll do journal prompt questions. We'll do manifesting and just so much more. So circles are a great opportunity to gather with like-minded people that are usually on some sort of spiritual or healing journey, and a good way to connect with the seasons to manifest what you're wanting to bring in for that season. So if that seems interesting to you, we would love to have you, and I hope to see you there. Okay, that was good. It took me forever to get out of here. It took me forever to get out here. But I'm actually really happy I got out here, even though it's very busy and there's kids running around everywhere. And I don't know how my videos turned out or the audio, because there was kids everywhere, which I love though. And it's funny because I pulled a card this morning that was talking about like connecting to you or inner child, like being a kid again. And yeah, these kids are making me realize how the freedom and the exploration of being a kid, it's so nice. So it's also so nice to not be a parent, and I know that these kids are other people's responsibilities. Also, there's a lot of people out here, and I can't believe that I'm being so brave with filming, because I'm pretty sure, like, you can't make eye contact. That's the key. Don't make eye contact with other people. Just pretend like you're on your own little world. Yeah, this is fun. Let me show you the sky. Can't believe it's spring is finally gonna be here. Oh, this is when I was filming. Yeah, I was filming over here. And then this is what we have. Wow, that was really nice. I'm so glad I did that. I actually wish I could have stayed longer. And I probably could have if I wouldn't have stalled, because I really didn't want to do it because I was in my head. Get out of your head. Virgo energy, Virgo moon. Get out of your head. Sometimes you just be over analyzing things in your mind when you should just trust that intuition, that feeling. I almost changed my plans today, because when I sat down this morning to do my spiritual practice, this came up for me to go to the park. And when I woke up this morning, I was not feeling that. When I woke up this morning, I was not feeling well. And yeah, this is why having moments of stillness is so important, because sitting with yourself, especially like, centering yourself with your breath so you can be in tune with your intuition. Like, if I would have never done that, then who knew what the frick I would have done today, and I wouldn't have had this amazing experience to live and to be in the joys of life, people, kids, just high vibrational energy that makes me feel like, wow.
I always have these. I swear, get out in nature more. It's just so grounding, and it just reminds you of the simple pleasures in life. It just reminds you of how, like, life. I don't know. You take advantage of these things because, yeah, we see so much that's going on in the world. We're all going through our own personal stuff. But sometimes we need to zoom out and look at the bigger picture, or maybe zoom in and look and zoom in and think of, like, yeah, things could be going on in our life, things could be going on in the world, but there's a lot of things that are out of our control. And if we kind of think of that, this Virgo energy, which is the eclipse, it's releasing the fear of the unknown, releasing the fear of not knowing the details, and that brings up anxiety. Like today, this morning, I've been through a whole wave of emotions. Like I had a mini anxiety attack earlier because of being in my mind too much and overthinking and trying to overanalyze. Should I do this? I don't know, blah blah blah. There's so many great things about this Virgo moon. I feel like for me, as a Pisces rising, Virgo is opposite Pisces, so Pisces could be very drifty, dreamy, can have so many creative ideas, but just don't really do anything with them. We can just be dreaming our ideas, and oh, this would be great, or we get lost in the dream and we don't actually put in the work to do it, because sometimes it just feels very overwhelming, because like our dreams are so big. And also, like, sometimes it's hard to, like, how do you actually do the work to bring something that's like a creative idea or an inspiration to like a real thing? That's another thing. I don't know. So I feel like Pisces is so creative, but if they don't have, like, they can get lost in that world, in the dream world, which is great. But I mean, if you actually want to do something with it, you have to, like, you have to, like, put in the work to turn that thing into something. And that's where we get art today. Imagine if all the artists just dreamed of their paintings and didn't even put in the hard work, which is the Virgo energy, which that part is the good part, but still sometimes Virgos can be too analytical, can think about it, and could be perfectionists too. Sometimes you just like, oh, and that was another thing. Like for me, I was just overthinking it, and then I was like, I wanted to be perfect, and the fact that it wasn't perfect, then I didn't want to do it. If it's not going to be perfect, I don't want to do it. And then I don't know, it was just like these things. So we're all releasing a lot. But yeah, those are kind of some of my, like, things that I can remember that makes me think of, like, the current energy, this eclipse. Definitely, once again, letting go of that control, and the fact of me, like I said, I think I woke up this morning with that Virgo energy, feeling that Virgo moon of like challenging, frustrating things that I'm going through, as we all are going through, and that weighing on me. And I just kind of been stuck in my mind, and I don't know, just in my mind. And then I was like, let me do my spiritual practice, because I've been trying to commit to that. Thank you. I love being an astrologer too, because it makes me realize, like, really focus on this. And this being in Pisces season, it's the best time to get into the habit of taking times of stillness. And every time I do it, man, every time I leave the stillness, the meditation, with a new inspiration and a new viewpoint, and I feel at peace, and I feel like everything's gonna be okay. And I just, now I'm guided to do what my intuition had told me to do. I mean, obviously, if you still have to go to work, do that, but I mean, like, you should just try it. I challenge you for the rest of Pisces season, which, we have like a week left, to every day just take, either early in the morning or before you go to sleep, set a little 5-minute timer, 10-minute, 15-minute. I do 15-minute, but I started off with 5 minutes when I first started doing this, because I've been, like, sitting in stillness and doing this for a while. But anyways, I challenge you to do that, and then journal, and then, like, pull some cards if you can, or, create a sanctuary for yourself, put some incense on. Create like your space that you go to check in with yourself. And so you can get out of here. Don't be led in the mind. You can be led by what you need to actually do that's going to be aligned with with your purpose, by connecting to your intuition, but being practical. I mean, your intuition tells you something, and a lot of times it doesn't mean like it's going to happen immediately, but you should be taking the steps to doing what your intuition wants you to do. But still handling your responsibilities, because we still have to live we still have to live this life. So that's something I've learned as my Pisces self, because I can get lost in the intuition part and dream part that I tend to live. It veers into this delusional state of like disconnection from reality, and then that's where I get in trouble. So balance.
One sec. Okay, take two. Yes. All right. Happy eclipse season. Today is... It is... Oh, wait, let me put this down. I don't know why I'm waving this like it's my magical wand. This is this statement right here, class, right there. I feel like this is my pointer. Class, today, this is our saying. This is the theme of today. Right here. It says, the endings won't end you. Okay? Remember that. The endings won't end you. They sure do feel like they will sometimes. Endings are hard. Endings are about the uncertainty. Endings are very Piscean. Endings are 12th house. And the opposite of that is, we're all about, like, Pisces is about, like, the release, the letting go, the endings of chapters, the loss we feel. And the opposite, the sister sign, I guess you would call it, it's Virgo, which is quite opposite, is very much about control. Needing to know the plan, needing to know the details of these so-called endings or releases, or, I mean, in a sense that's everybody, but like needing to know what is meant to be. No, it's almost like wanting to know or see electricity. Like, we can't see it. I mean, I guess if you depend. Okay, I'm going off of it, but wanting to have control of something that you can't have control over. Wanting to know the details of something that you can't know the details of because it's bigger. There is no, I don't know. Anyways, I'm getting deep. I need to go put this down. Let me put this down. Alright, the point is, I just wanted to record how I feel this morning. I woke up with a lot of worry on my mind. A lot of worry about me and the things that I'm going through personally, and also my family. I don't know. I think it's just an astrologer thing too. Sometimes when you know that we are going through different periods of like eclipses. Usually the eclipses is like a release. Sometimes it's like it's loss, and sometimes it's the feeling of loss, like a loss of an old version of yourself, or a loss of a relationship, or a loss of a passion that you had that you know that you no longer have. And the eclipse is like it's letting that go, officially accepting, like, okay, this is who I am. I'm not that person. I don't like that thing, and I'm tired. I can't fight it anymore. Or releasing a bad habit that it's like, oh, this habit has got me into such terrible places, and I can't do that. Like, I have to let this go. So it's like the final release of and and if you've been fighting it, kind of, the eclipse will get it out. It will, like, it's like something that's clogged in someone, and it's been clogged for too long. You can't. The only other way is to unclog it. Like, you have no choice. And if you don't unclog it, then a plumber's gonna come and unclog it for you, whether you like it or not, type of thing. So yeah, often with eclipses, the great thing, I mean, I don't know about great, but you don't have to really do work. Like, the eclipses, this energy is gonna make things pass over that needs to be passed over. Let things that needs to be, like, when it's reached this time, it's reached this time. We are not in control of that. And outside of astrology, we would think of that as just a time, like, in life, the things that we don't have control over. Well, we all know life, the thing, yeah, that just happens. There's a lot of times in our life where we don't have control over things, and there is nothing that we can do. We just have to let life play out. But in the meantime, the good part about the positives about this Virgo energy is about, and the fact that the moon is in Virgo, even though it's an eclipse, is to ground ourselves, because Virgo is an earth sign. And Virgo, a big part of Virgo is health and wellness. So during the times of uncertainty, lack of control, um, any anxiety, yeah, which I feel like, because this moon is in Virgo, we're gonna be like a lot in our heads. Like, it makes sense for me to wake up with a lot of worry on my mind about. It's worry about, like, my work state. It's worried about, like, it has to, honestly, if I think about it, my worries have to do with, like, work. Also kind of tied into, like, health, kind of. Not really though, but anyways, I'm talking very generally, but mainly work. And yeah, there's an uncertainty about the work that I do, that I don't know what the results are gonna be. Like, I can give you a little tiny example. This doesn't have to do with, this is like the littlest piece, but yeah, I have a women's circle tonight. I'm hosting that at the metaphysical shop that I usually host my in-person events at. That I also work for. I do the social media marketing and all the, other stuff. I'm gonna be doing astrology readings there in person too, which is really cool. That's a future thing. So the point is, oh my gosh, I don't really. This is how I look when I first wake up in the morning, and my face is like so puffy, but it's okay. Um, I'm gonna transfer. Okay, I need to hurry up because but I do want to document how I feel before I do my reading, or before I do, like, my spiritual practice. Um, but yeah, so yeah, I have one part of the worry on my mind is that I did not I usually like to promote, obviously, I promote all of the events, but I didn't do as much promo for this women's circle as I should. And I also, not on purpose, but I want to say ended up doing promo at the last minute. And that's not good. Like, you're supposed to be doing it like weeks to months out in advance, which I do often on this channel too. But anyways, I don't know. I sometimes like put my like stuff on the back burner, um, like my events. And anyways, the point is, I did that this month, so I was freaking out because I'm like, oh snap! Like, if I'm not, a lot of times, like if you don't do promo in advance, then you miss out on having people come because it takes people a while to decide, or they have to they have to set plan, they may have plans and just certain things. So you should let people know in advance so they could have time to decide if that's what they want to do. And sometimes you need to do multiple ads. It's just a lot. So anyways, the point is I didn't do what I needed to do. So now I have a fear of like no one coming. And yeah, I tend to have that fear often though. But this time I'm like, because I think I checked and it was like 0 people for multiple days. And I was like 0 people signed up and I was freaking out. I mean, not freaking out, but I was just kind of like, dang. I felt the weight of that. Like, it's my fault. I don't know. So anyways, yeah. Being a little self-critical. That's another Virgo theme. And all this stuff. So anyways, overthinking stuff and blah, blah, blah. But the point is, I'm just going to trust. And that's where we get out of the Virgo energy. We're releasing. And this is Pisces season. So we're supposed to be bringing in. We're kind of at like polarities right now. Because we have the Virgo parts of us. Or the Virgo feelings. But we are also supposed to, you know, bring in or remember the Pisces sun, which is telling us like ultimately you will feel the most vital and the most energized if you remember to implement the Piscean themes, which is having faith, which is relying on, doing your spiritual practices, like, connecting to something outside higher than yourself, or just, being more like imaginative and hopeful, and that stuff, instead of like letting your mind control you and make you start to worry because you don't know how things are going to play out, or you don't, like, maybe you weren't as organized like you should have been, so you're feeling hard on yourself or anything like that. So yeah, I'm letting go, I'm giving it to God. And I did pray and say, like, God, I hope, like, please send me, please, for those who are meant to be at this women's circle, please let them be there and, sign up. Yeah, I pretty much do that for a lot of my women's circles. I always pray that, those who are meant to be there will see the ads, or will, find it in their hearts. Because I know there's a lot of people that always say they see the ads, and there's like for instance, someone came last time and they said they've been seeing the ads for multiple months and they have been like wanting to go, but uncertain. And then finally they decided to make the leap, and they were just so happy and excited, and like it was more than what they expected. And that's another thing that a lot of people say is like, the feeling that you feel when you actually are part of the circle is something you can't how do you describe it? You can't like imagine. It's literally something you just have to experience. Especially if you've never been around, if you've never been to a circle, number one, and you've never been around like-minded people. Imagine not ever having someone that you can talk to about like astrology or spirituality or anything, like, or wellness, spiritual wellness, healing, and finally you're around people who speak the same language as you. Um, And so you can use certain terms or talk about spirituality or just anything or astrology, and people, yeah, like we all talk about that, we all live that, we're all utilize. So anyways, it's just a very good experience. So anyways, the point is, I don't know, I'm veering off. But yeah, I guess the main thing I want to say is I woke up feeling kind of, yeah, like worried. Worried is the best way to put it. Like I had a lot of like worry in my mind about um yeah, the unknown, because there's a lot of unknown things that like I don't know how this is going to turn out. I don't know how these certain things are going to turn out in my life, and especially currently, and I have to be okay with that and not let it control my mind to where I'm just anxious and then I'm trying to plan out things that I don't really have control over. So then I have to go to, okay, God, like I give it to you, or universe, or whatever you identify with, or maybe just journaling it. I don't know, putting past positive affirmations, putting uplifting music on, because that's another thing with Pisces themes, like being in high vibration. So people who are probably not super, God based or, um, that kind of thing will probably listen to some uplifting music that uplifts their spirits and takes their mind off of any like worries or doubts or anything. But everybody's different with how they do it. But for me, I've been trying to be better at praying more and building my connection to God and my spirit team. Because that's what resonates with me. But do whatever that resonates with you, that healthily gets you out of your mind. Um, and doing some like health and wellness routines too would be a good idea. Like, once again, moving your body, exercising, meditating, doing yoga, going for a walk, getting out in nature. Like, yesterday I went to the park and it was such an amazing time. So those things help to ground you back into your body and gets you out of your mind, which probably in a lot of our lives is filled with worries and anxiety. And I mean, you hear the main song right now that's popular is Anxiety by, I'm butchering her name right now, I can't remember, but it's Anxiety. You know that song by Doechii? Yeah, by Doechii, Anxiety by Doechii. It's not. Once again, it's so funny to be an astrologer and see like um, what's trending in social media, because, and I want to do a video on this, but everything that's trends in social media, that's the collective conscious, and every time everything that trends it's always connected to the current astrology. I'll say two things and then I really have to meditate because I'm on fire right now. Okay, I'm on fire, but I find it interesting. Um, let's do it right here. Let me just tell you two things that are like on point that I can just direct to the current astrology that is trending in social media right now that aligns with the current astrology. So we have Anxiety by Doechii, the song. Everybody's feeling that, right? We all feeling the anxiety. Um, but it aligns with the fact that we are right now like in this year, and then half of next year, the north node is going to be in Pisces, the south node is going to be in Virgo. So we are all collectively, Virgo's about, I mean, the south node is about like letting go, releasing, and we're on, today is the first day we're having that eclipse. We're going to have multiple Virgo eclipses. We're going to have multiple Pisces eclipses throughout the year, because that's how eclipses work. They come back up. So this is the first of the release that's happening, okay, that we're going to be experiencing in Virgo. But no, we're going to have another Virgo eclipse later this year. So just once again, this is the start of whatever that we need to release. That's why it's also very important and why I wanted to document this. I'm talking a lot, but it's okay, because I want to document for me like what's coming up, because I know this is going to come up again later this year. Or it's going to be like another like check-in on like, okay, have you released these things? Maybe you started to release it and then something happened and it came back up. and then now you need to like let this go, as again, or remind yourself or something, or maybe I'm releasing another part of my life that brings up these like Virgo themes of like wanting to be in control, needing to know the details, over analyzing, being self-critical, or maybe needed to focus on my health and wellness, or things about around work, so and that's for all of us. It's going to look differently, obviously, but so yeah, so collectively, we as a collective really trying are probably going to be going through this anxiety feelings of like the fear of the unknown collectively, obviously, like the unknown of the state of America, and then obviously other part, and then the world, because America, I mean, that's kind of ignorant for me. I mean, I was just trying to, the world, okay, the anxiety of the world, and then and then obviously America too, for those who live in America, um, and then on top of that, our personal lives. So yeah, it just makes so much sense that going through collectively a Virgo eclipse. This is eclipse season already, and eclipse season, like today is the actual eclipse, but eclipses are usually, they have something called a shadow period, which means that we usually start to feel the eclipse energy a couple of weeks before, I think. Yeah, I think it is like a couple of weeks. If I'm wrong, I'll put that on the screen to correct. So I'm pretty sure that if I remember correctly, this anxiety feeling of Doji's song started popping off like, I feel like a couple of weeks ago. Was it not? Or like a week? I don't know. So it's just interesting. So that's just one example. And then I wanted to talk about this crash out energy. Every crash out is another like super popular um, saying that's going around, right? I've used it. I've used it intentionally though. I didn't use it because I want to like be a part of the cool squad of using the word. Actually, that's opposite for me, because I jokingly I say I'm an Aquarius, so I don't want to try to like use hip words, but I used it because I know that it relates to this energy and this emotional energy. All of this water energy. We have Pisces, which is a water sign, is the current sun sign. We're in Pisces season. But then we have, which I think crash out really relates to this thing that's happening currently in astrology. We have Mars in Cancer. Mars in Cancer is um, is the epitome of crash out. So it's just so wild. So crash out equals Mars in Cancer. That's a good interpretation of Mars and Cancer. That crash out, anytime everybody says crash out, they might as well say Mars and Cancer. Because if you look up the definition of crash out, which is right here, it has to do with like um, irrationally acting, or letting your emotions take over. Like, I mean, then I'm give you the definition of Mars and Cancer. I'll put it on the screen, but for me, it's kind of like, yeah, you feel so much heightened emotions, and if you've been suppressing it, I mean, there's two people. There's people who's been suppressing these emotions, and then one day, eventually, like something triggers it, and then you lash out emotionally, and and it could be through anything. You saying something hurtful, or just like having a breakdown, or like crashing out, but you have like a breakdown, and when you are having that and you're letting your emotions control you it's not rational, because it's just your emotions are exploding in any way, but most of the time when you do that, it feels good because the release is good, because you need to release, but sometimes it's probably not in the healthiest ways, and then you kind of have some sort of regret over it, or you feel like, oh shit, like I should have probably, or I could have, like that could have been expressed better, or I could have maybe I didn't have to take it that far, kind of thing. So, or you're on the other end of it where you actually are a super emotional person naturally and you don't hold anything in. So you're just like, just an emotional, like, you feel like an emotional wreck. You probably feel like you've been crying more. You're just so sensitive. You're so emotional. You're crying about everything. You feel sad about everything. You feel the weight of everything. And so you're just like constantly going through crash outs because or you just feel this feeling of that. Like, what is wrong with me? Why am I so emotional? Um, so, anyways, so yeah, those are the things. And then lastly, since I'm on this topic, because I wanted to do a video on this anyways, but I guess today is just a day for me to just be talking. Um, but the last one is yap. Okay, that's another word that I've seen people use, and I realized, okay, that's the new terminology. Not new anymore, but people's been using yap a lot. And for me, like, this is where I feel like the Aquarius in me, I'm able to pick up on things that are gonna be like a trend. I really feel like I have that. That's my gift. Like, everybody has their own gift, so I'm not saying I'm not special. You have your own gift too. You may not have discovered it, but think of something that you're just really good at. um, Everybody has it, okay? That's why I love talking to people, because I can also I feel like I can see people's gifts too that they don't realize about themselves. And I've done that. I've been able to call out people like, you're really gifted in this. You don't know this, but this is something special to you. Anyways, I know that I'm good at predicting trends, and yeah, if you look at my astrology chart, like, yeah, like, it's spot on. But I didn't know that, even before I knew about my astrology chart, I didn't realize it. But when I look back on my life, point is, so anyways, I've noticed, like, yap has been a very big thing that everybody's been saying. And it's like, yap is, I guess the definition of that would be like, you're just kind of just talking. You're on one right now. You just kind of want to just talk about whatever and just get it out. um yeah, like, you're yapping. Like, for me right now, I could say, like, I'm yapping right now. I'm on one. I just decided to turn on the camera, and now I'm just like, I have so much to say, and I'm just talking. So that relates to this Jupiter in Gemini. Okay. And Gemini, I would say a good term for Gemini is a yapper. So it's just interesting. I love astrology, and I'm so happy I decided to claim finally, because I was just like, no, I don't want to be an astrologer, or, oh, I don't want to claim that title. But I'm really happy I'm starting to, like, be accept that this is what I like, this is who I am. And for now, because I do feel like I also know this about myself personally, but knowing my astrology chart, that I change. Like, I go through, like, I just feel like, am I going to be an astrologer for the rest of my life? I probably won't be, like, that specific title, but I do, like, feel like I'm always going to take certain versions of myself and try to evolve it into what I'm interested in at that time. Right now, I'm interested in self-growth. I've always been into self-growth, but it started off with beauty, it started off with hair, and now I'm into self-growth on more of in using tools such as astrology, and also self-growth is like deeper, and that's internal, and that's spiritual. But I do feel like in the future I don't know, like, I really love dance, so I probably will be like a dancer of some sort. Like, I do, honestly, I really see myself, like, I don't know, I've always had this weird dream of being like a burlesque dancer, or some sort of dancer. I don't know. I guess I never pursued dance because when I was young, I was like, oh, I don't want to be a background dancer. Like, I feel like, I don't know, if I'm going to be a dancer, I want to be the center of attention. And I don't know why, but I thought, like, the only dancer opportunity would be a background dancer, so that's why I never pursued it, because I didn't want to be a background dancer. I don't know. Anyways, and I felt like for you to be like a dancer, you have to be a singer or something. Anyways, the point is, I'm just veering off. I'm really talking right now. Also, the moon is in the ruler of planet ruler of Virgo is Mercury, and Jupiter's in Mercury. So we probably this is yappity yap yap yap. Anyways, so yeah, I just kind of this is yap territory right now. So anyways, that's that. But the point is, yeah, that's how I felt. This morning I felt really in my head about what I'm anxious of because I don't know what the outcome is going to look like. But I know that I just have to have faith and I have to trust the process, trust unknown, and know that everything is going to work out. That's something I've been telling myself. And also when I like pray too, but even if you don't pray or you're not, you can, I mean, I feel like anybody could just tell themselves like everything's going to be okay, everything's going to work out in my favor, everything's going to work out how it should, in my favor, like everything's going to be okay. Even if you don't believe it, fake it till you make it. Fake it till you make it. Just say it out loud. Every time you have a worry or a fear come in your mind, everything's going to work out. Everything's going to be okay. Okay? Everything's going to work out in my favor. Everything's going to be okay. Um, so, um, and I trust. I trust. I trust. I trust that everything's going to be okay. Everything's going to work out. So yeah, that's what I'm doing right now. I mean, that's the main thoughts in my mind. Yeah, I've just had like this is the second time in a row where I woke up and I was just in the bed and I was just kind of like, oh, like I just don't want to get up because I just don't know how my day's gonna turn out and um yeah, just letting my anxiety take over me or my fear or my worries of like yeah, not knowing, not being in control, I guess. Yeah, or yeah, just worries. So anyways, that was a long pre-feeling, but I am hopeful because yesterday I had the same feeling and my day started off as this like worry and then I did my spiritual practice and then I got insight and my day turned out amazing for the most part yesterday. So I'm going to claim that same energy and I'm going to already say today's going to be a great day. I expect the best outcome. I'm going to have a very, very uh, successful, or I'm not even going to say that, but I'm going to have this women's circle tonight. It's going to be amazing. It's going to be beautiful. It's going to be better than I expected. We're going to have a good amount of people. Everybody who's meant to be there will be there. And yeah, it's going to be a great night. So, and then I'm going to have a good day in between. And I'm going to post this video that I need to hurry up and post because I'm already talking a long time. Okay, anyways, all right. Let me now do my meditation. Yeah, let me do that. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. So I just wanted to record how I feel before I decided to do my meditation and journal, and I guess I'll pull some cards today since it's an eclipse. I try not to nowadays on my routine. I try not to pull cards every day. I think this is my personal thing. I don't think this, everybody should do this. But because there's nothing wrong with pulling cards, but I just feel like I try to challenge. I'm trying to see how strong my intuition is, and sometimes I just, yeah, I guess I'm just trying not to, because sometimes I can get into like relying solely on cards, and for me personally, I don't want that, because if I'm always relying on cards, then that means that I'm doubting my internal intuition. So I do try to practice or have like days, give myself times where I'm not doing cards and I'm just meditating and then I'm journaling what comes up. But on like major astrological times, like today, like an eclipse, I'm definitely gonna pull cards. Because yeah, I like to do that for definitely pull cards when like something major's happening astrologically. So yeah. All right, I've been talking. I've been yapping a lot. This is what this moon in Virgo too. It probably is a good idea to talk about your fears, talk about what's worrying you, um, talk about your situation. That's another kind of grounding, or that's another, since we think of moon and Virgo, and moon represents like what we need to feel emotionally fulfilled. What is our current self care? What we should be doing right now? We should be talking if we can, expressing how we feel, our doubts, our worries. Journaling, that's another thing. Journaling. Um, we should do some wellness practices, grounding, something, exercising, going out, walking in nature, going to the park, meditating, yoga, dancing, whatever, eating right. Oh, I didn't even think about that. Yes, eating very well, drinking some teas, eating whole foods, healthy foods, nutritious foods, um, working with herbs. Virgo is very is like the herbalist, so that's why I said teas or anything like that would be really good. So anything like that aligns with health and wellness. And then a lot of us are probably going to be thinking about like work, like our work, whether we are like changing jobs, or how fulfilled do we feel in our work? Have we been overworking ourselves? Do we want something different? Are we fully satisfied or fulfilled? And then others will be thinking about certain habits that we have that we want to let go of because it's not helping us, or something we need to do better at. And establish a habit. So, I mean, there's so many things, you can go on for so long about how this resonates with you. But I feel like I've been talking a lot now. I think I pretty much gave all the Virgo themes, so I'm actually happy because I already talked about like what this Virgo energy may feel like for you. And like I said, this is an eclipse, so this is a big release, meaning like you don't need to do anything, but probably focus on your health and wellness, because whatever's meant to happen is gonna happen. I know that sounds so freakish, but it's not like it's gonna, I don't know. I mean, that feels, when I think of my life and all the things that I worry about, the thought of like accepting that, oh my gosh, whatever's gonna happen is gonna happen. But maybe but then I try to have like positive mindset of like, I accept, I surrender. That's another thing. That's a big word. That's a good word for eclipse season, is surrendering. Surrendering to the unknown, knowing that you're out of your control, and that you over worrying yourself is gonna just cause more harm to you and your health, and your body. So you might as well just pray up and, you know, have faith. Yeah. Do more of that too. Do some breath work. Control. Breathe in through your nose. Hold it. Do some box breathing. That's when you breathe in for 4 seconds through your nose. You hold for 4 seconds, and then you exhale through your mouth for 4 seconds, and then you hold for 4. Then you wait for 4 seconds, and then you repeat. I would really advise you guys to do that when you are starting to feel these feelings come up. And I'm not gonna be like oblivious, because I don't know, like, yeah, this is kind of dark, but at the end of the day, you still have to take care of you, because you don't want anything. It will make everything worse if the things that are happening out of your control happens, and then you also are not in a good space to deal with it. So then something happens to you, and then what then? So it's almost like no matter what, we still have to make sure we're taking care of ourselves. And I can say that as a person that's dealt with grief. And it was there with, was there with my grandmother up until she did pass. And how it was so conflicting because someone that is not doing well, she had cancer, she had leukemia, knowing that her situation, but knowing I still needed to take time out to take care of myself. It feels such like a selfish feeling. But it's like, how am I going to be there for her? Like, Lord forbid something happens to me, and then that's going to be even worse because I'm not going to be able to be there for her. Or it's going to just worsen the situation. So, yeah, anyways, I'm going there. I can't help it. I can't help it. Uh, if you follow my Patreon, I think I've decided that I'm going to share my chart on my Patreon because I feel like I have to. Like, if I'm gonna be deep into this, I have to, so then I can reference my astrology chart and then you guys can see, like, I don't know, you guys can really see. So I think I'm gonna do that. But if once you guys see my astrology chart, you would know, like, I am, yeah, I guess it's so crazy to think I was so fearful of death, and I still definitely have my, nobody wants that. But okay, I really need to stop talking. But do I have a different relationship with it? Yes, like, I could talk about it. That's another thing. Like, I'm too comfortable with talking about death now that I never was before. I mean, I don't know. I think I never was. I was always not intrigued, but, like, I don't know. I've always been able to talk about the, like, things, I guess, taboo things, like things that people don't really like or maybe feel uncomfortable with talking about. Um, yeah. Anyways, all right, I'm done. I'm really talking a lot. This is gonna be like the whole video. Wow, but this is fine though, because I started off with the themes and I was able to, so good. So now for the rest of this video, now all I have to do is show you, show you clips of me throughout the day, and then yeah, I'm gonna try to take you along with me for my women's circle. Yeah, I have to film that because my friend is gonna be there, the one that I do host the women's circles with. So yeah, I have to show you guys the process of that. So I'm gonna have to really do this. Yeah, uh, yeah. So today's gonna be a good day. I'm claiming it. I'm claiming it. Everything's gonna work out in my favor. Everything's gonna work out in my favor. I trust you, God. I trust you. All right, I don't even have to meditate at this point. I already just talked myself into, like, my greatness for today. So I'm just kidding. I'm still gonna meditate. All right, and journal and stuff like that. Okay, bye. I'll check in with you later. Okay. All right, I'm finished. I feel better, although I know that I need to take care of some responsibilities today that I don't really want to, but I think this Virgo moon energy is very helpful because Virgo is about, like, getting shit done, doing the things, doing the handling responsibilities, doing the adult things that you don't want to do, but you have to do to service yourself. I mean, yeah, within servicing and taking care of others, you're also, that means, like, work is a trade-off. You do work that will service others, but you do it to make money to service yourself. I mean, and obviously it's more than money, but the bulk of it is that. So that's the practical. It's like me being practical, but the Pisces in me wants to just do what I want to do and live, like, so I had to be honest, because today is a work day for me, but I really just want to edit the vlog, and I want to, like, post so much for my JessCreationss channel for my stuff, but it's like this tug that I'm feeling, this pull between, like, Pisces. I'm a Pisces rising, so Pisces rules my first house, which is myself, and I want to just do the things for myself, and not meaning for myself, but work on my creative projects and, like, post on my channel and take this day to focus on myself. But the Virgo part of me, which is in my seventh house, is like the commitments that I have. I have a commitment to my work, my partnership that I am in as a social media marketer. I have commitments to other people in my life, and those. So that's like having to, you know, um, be responsible. That's so funny as I talk about commitments to other people. My amazing boyfriend sends me sends me we're going on a trip next month, and I told him to send me what I owe on that trip because we're dividing the funds and everything like that. And yeah, as I talk about my duties to others, yeah, I get my Zelle request for what I owe. So yeah, like this is where people talk about like follow your intuition, which is good. You should do that, but balance is needed. Meaning like if everybody, and I think that's gonna be the thing that we have to be careful of during while the Pisces is gonna be in the North Node, because yes, you should follow your dreams. A lot of people are gonna be thinking about what do they want to do outside of just going to working a 9 to 5. A lot of people are gonna not be really like into that anymore. I feel like the 9 to 5 is gonna be like less people, more people are going to be following their dreams. More people are going to be listening to what their intuition wants them to do. Is to follow their path, follow their dreams. And I feel like the typical 9 to 5 is going to have to be like there's going to be releasing with that. So I mean, yes, it's gonna still people are gonna need to work, but there's gonna need to be people are probably gonna be balancing, like probably working their 9 to 5 up until and doing that, but on the side, like building their dream, working towards their dreams. But then there's sometimes people, yeah, I mean, and obviously, like sometimes it's just certain things. I don't know. I would say from my experience, sometimes Pisces can be so you can become so disconnected from reality because while you're on the journey to going after your dreams, especially when you start to see your dreams play out a little bit, then you start to, I don't know, for me, I sometimes get too big on my high horse or too be in dream world and may see some results coming in and then completely put all my eggs in that and lose track and like do it in like a delusional way, not practical. I lose practicality and then I end up suffering in the real world. And that's like, yeah, like because I'm not, even though I'm building, like you're going, like building your dream or whatever you want to do, anything takes time. It's not gonna happen in a year unless you just get like lucky, which a lot of people that may happen. But for most people in reality, most people this is a years. This is like enjoying the journey. So I've had to learn to enjoy the journey, and still commit myself to the work that I need to do. Because I don't like having a job. I mean, of course, who does? But I also have always wanted. I need a lot of freedom in my life, in my work, in my space, in my relationships, and yeah, the Aquarius in me like sometimes rebels against anything that limits my freedom. But like, girl, how the fuck you gonna be rebellion? You gonna end up losing jobs because you trying to be rebellious. When it's like, I've had to learn that if I really want this freedom, then I'm gonna have to work, play the system, play the game of the system to get me to the freedom, to maximum freedom, which being impulsive, making impulsive decisions and going against it right now while I'm not financially in a place to do that is going to put me in a worse financial situation if I end up getting fired because I just want to, or just certain things. So I'm just learning a lot. When my mind starts to take over, full of worries, doubts, fear of the unknown, I pause. I take a deep breath in and a long exhale out. And I say out loud, I trust. When I make a mistake, I don't beat myself up for it. I give myself grace because I'm human and I know that every quote unquote mistake is an opportunity to learn something. I also extend the same grace and compassion for others who have made mistakes. But I do set boundaries on what I am willing and not willing to allow. Although I love to serve others, I know that I cannot be the best at my job, my work, my helping others if I don't help myself, if I don't service myself in the way that I service others or my job. So I take care of my mind, body, and soul through proper rest and exercise and healthy eating and staying hydrated and taking care of my mental and physical health. I know that overthinking or being too much in my mind or overanalyzing everything can cause me to be anxious. And when I'm anxious, I know that my medicine is my breath. So I use my breath as a tool to calm my mind because I trust and I have faith that everything will work out as long as I continue to push forward. And to have moments with myself so I can hear my inner guidance, but also to take advice from others. And just because someone is giving me advice doesn't mean that they are criticizing me. They do it because they love me, not because they want me to feel bad about myself. So maybe I need to be open to that.